Hi, I thought I'd do a quick inbox review of the new Revell Mig-25 RBT Foxbat B. I think it's quite well known out there that this is actually an ICM rebox in a Revell boxing. Quickly go over the box. Obviously, you've got a nice bit of box art on the front there. 166 parts, 148 scale, obviously, and then you've got your size here. It's going to be quite a big plane. Kit number down in the corner here, 03931. Quickly look around the box. Pretty standard. Same information as on the front. Level 5 kit. Sprue shot here, and then you've got a bit of information, paint colours that you'll need, all in Revell of course. That'll be the same as the other side, and then there's some sort of build of the aircraft here and a bit more information. Top opening box, so it's better than some of the horrible side opening boxes you get from Revell. Let's just put this down here. Let me get through the bits. New style. This is the first new style Revell kit I've actually got, and obviously it's now come with colour instructions, which is nice. A little bit of information on the front there, and then you've kind of got the standard, symbols to indicate, what to glue and what not to glue. A bit of information about decals and bit, just general information. And then you go on to Revell colours, of course. We've got this horrible mixing and matching of the colours, particularly the main actual colour of the aircraft is a mix of two Revell colours. And again on there, and then you've got the sprue map, or part of the sprue map. And then we've got a further sprue map here. A few parts blanked out that obviously are not used on this version. And then we go through a standard affair cockpit. What's quite nice on obviously the new colour screen, colour and more detailed instructions, is you've got quite clearly that this is a decal. The actual colour B here is in black, which is actually the colour you need is black. So and again green is the sort of typical Russian cockpit green. So that's quite useful. It just makes it a little easier to decipher. Go through the cockpit, fairly standard. It's obviously going to be modular because you've kind of got the front part here, which I guess is then going to fit into the body. Wheel wells, intakes. These must be the wheel wells that build up here. And the wheel carriage, landing gear stuff going on. And then obviously the sides are coming together. The sort of engines, or the ends here, it goes through, goes into the main body, and then wings coming together, stabilisers, etc. And those various bits and pieces, wheels, etc. Also you can do it gear up, gear down, which is quite nice. And then the sort of main fuel tank at the bottom, and the clear parts. Then you've got two schemed options, both in the standard sort of grey, just with the slightly different decal options on there. So that's quite nice. We then go on to a single decal sheet. Again, fairly standard, I would have said. Revell Affair, printed in Italy, interestingly, of course. You've actually got instrument dials, which are actually quite nice there. Stars and everything all look quite nicely in register in good colours. I think they'll go on quite nicely. Revell decals are normally, reasonable. And there's not a massive amount of stencils, which is always nice, especially on a big plane like that. We've got two plastic bags. Let's start with the smaller one, so this is easier. Scale Plastic Hobby Kit, scale 148, there's the numbers on there. No indication, no obvious indication it's an ICM kit. Although it's just like a sort of ICM plastic bags from memory. And then the clear parts are sort of sandwiched in between. So obviously we've got the main wings here. Hope you can see them okay. Nice recessed panel lines, rivets, recessed rivets on these. Nice bit of plastic. Pretty much the same here. Detail's good, it's crisp. No real issues there. We'll leave them, come back to the clear parts. I'll quickly pop those back in there, get them out of the way. Okay, so first sprue out the bag. It's got the enormous fuel tank for the bottom. Various little tiny bits and pieces, the landing gear, the wheel wells, got some nice detail here. All looks good. There's no horrible injection pin marks or anything that might spoil it. These I think are part of the intakes. Yeah, there's no flash that I can see. No, it all looks quite nice. Bit of something there, but nothing that's not going to come off. Gear detail is pretty good. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry, the lighting's not the best, but no, that's a nice sprue. No dramas there. We've then got the sort of front nose here. Some additional instrument panel, which is interesting because I think we'll see in a minute there's a clear part to go behind this, and then obviously you have got the decal, so whether you put the decal on behind the clear or quite what the plan is, we'll quickly check the instructions actually just to confirm that. Again, you've got some nice fairly understated panel lines. I would say it's not overly heavy. Fairly subtle riveting. Again, I don't know how well you're going to pick them up. You should be able to see that hopefully there. It's all nicely done. Again, there doesn't seem to be any nasties particularly there that I can see that's going to cause us anything to worry about. Then we've got some more bits and pieces here. Again, we've got some nice detail. Recessed panel lines. Again, there doesn't seem to be any flash on the parts. That's the seat parts there, steering or joystick column, whatever you want to call it. These are part of the intakes that are some what looks to be injection pin marks here, but they're quite small. Hopefully they'll be easy to take care of. You may not even see them depending on how deep they go. But again, all nice, no dramas there. We've then got the sort of tail horizontal stabilizer parts here. Again, you know, there's some beautiful riveting here. I don't know, hopefully the camera's picking that up. It's nice and subtle. The wheel detail looks pretty good for plastic. I think you may be able to get resin replacements, but they're actually not bad. We've got a nice bit of sidewall detail for the cockpit here. You can see that, bring it in a bit closer. I could have zoomed it in, it might have been slightly easier. There we go. It's all pretty good. Again, there's nothing particularly untoward, some small bits you're going to have to watch when they don't get knocked off in the process of your build, but that all looks good. And the final part, sprue. This is kind of the top and the bottom. Obviously you've got no horrible centre seam line to worry about there, which is always a bonus. You got your top and the bottom again. You know, you've got some nice detail. It's all crisp, it's all clean. But a straight build out the box. You know, it's going to look good. Hopefully you can see all that. Nice. No dramas there. Then, last of all, let's find a knife. We'll open up these clear parts. See what they're like. Okay, so nice, very, very nice. Coming in there, lovely clear, relatively distortion. You can see my fingers through there. They don't seem to be distorting particularly. As I said, there's a clear part for the instrument panel there, so that's quite nice. And you've got these lovely clear lenses for the, obviously for the cameras. For the front nose, crystal clear actually. Sorry, gone out of focus there. Really, really hopefully you can see that nicely. Really, really nice. So yeah, that's a lovely kit. I was just going to quickly check the instructions, just out of interest for the decal placement here. So yeah, I mean, interestingly, they would kind of indicate the decals would go actually on the front, which seems a bit odd. Because what's the point of having the clear if you're just going to cover it with decals? I'm not sure it's going to work. You'd want the decals going the other way, but maybe that is possible. I'll have to take a look at it in more detail when I actually come to build it. So no, that's a good kit. I'm looking forward to building that. Hopefully we'll be building it soon. Thanks for watching.